Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel, General Hospital Diaries. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more detailed videos. General Hospital is heading straight into another wave of chaos, and this time the center of the storm might be far more unexpected than anyone realizes. Rumors are swirling in Port Charles, accusations are flying, and everyone seems to be looking for someone to blame. But in the middle of all the confusion, one question is starting to echo through the halls of the hospital, through the offices of Aurora, and even through the Coeur d'Alene mansion. Did Drew actually set up his own shooting? And if he did, was Michael the real target, or the person Drew wanted to take down? Drew has been moving differently lately, and people are starting to notice. He's calmer than expected for someone who just survived a violent ambush. Yet there's something cold underneath that calm, something calculating hiding behind the sympathetic smile he flashes to reporters and board members. Instead of focusing on healing or finding comfort in family, Drew seems almost energized, like the shooting wasn't a setback, but a convenient opportunity he's more than willing to use to his advantage. That alone has fans wondering whether this victim storyline is really what it seems. From the moment Drew returned from Pentonville, he hasn't been the same man. The prison time hardened him, stripped away his softer edges, and replaced them with a drive to reclaim everything he believes he lost. He came back with a sharp focus on power, business control, and his own version of justice. And ever since he learned that Michael withheld the truth about Sonny's betrayal, Drew's trust in Michael evaporated. Their partnership deteriorated faster than anyone expected, and what began as a crack between brothers-in-law has widened into something much darker. So when Drew was suddenly shot in broad daylight, some viewers immediately wondered whether this was just another unfortunate tragedy, or a plan Drew had been crafting behind closed doors. The theory sounds outrageous on the surface. After all, who would willingly put themselves in the line of fire? But this is Port Charles, where similar schemes have unfolded more than once, and where personal ambition regularly outweighs danger. Drew has money, connections, and enough influence to manipulate situations from behind the curtain. If he felt cornered, betrayed, or outmaneuvered, creating a crisis that paints him as a victim could shift the power dynamic back into his hands, especially if it gives him leverage against Michael. Consider how quickly Drew pointed the finger in Michael's direction. Before detectives had gathered enough evidence, before forensics even came back, Drew already started implying that Michael had a motive. His conversations with members of the Coeur d'Alene family felt a little too rehearsed, like he wanted them to reach a certain conclusion without him explicitly saying it. That's not just suspicion, that's strategy. And if Drew staged the entire incident, the first step of his plan would be steering everyone's attention exactly where he wants it. Michael isn't perfect, and he has made questionable choices, especially when it comes to protecting Wiley or shielding Willow from unnecessary pain. But orchestrating a shooting? That leap doesn't align with Michael's established patterns. Even when pushed, Michael's aggression tends to be emotional, not violent. He retaliates through business takeovers, manipulating alliances, or sabotaging reputations, never through bullets. Yet Drew continues to frame the situation as if Michael suddenly crossed a line he never even approached before. That inconsistency is what's fueling the growing suspicion that Drew might be trying to rewrite the narrative himself. Then there's the matter of timing. Drew's shooting occurred right after multiple conflicts involving ELQ, Aurora, and the Coeur d'Alene power structure. Drew was losing influence, his plans weren't unfolding the way he wanted, and he was facing public scrutiny over decisions he'd made at Aurora. The pressure was mounting, and Drew needed something big, something dramatic, to shift sympathy back toward him. Being shot provides the perfect excuse for any slip-ups, failed deals, or missed opportunities. It erases blame and replaces it with concern. It turns him into a martyr. In the business world, especially in Port Charles, that kind of public sentiment can be weaponized. Another detail that raises eyebrows is the precision of the attack. The shooter targeted Drew in a way that caused serious injury but didn't kill him. It's almost as if the shot was intended to wound, not eliminate. Too accurate for a random hitman, too clean for a personal vendetta, and too convenient for a man who suddenly stands to gain a lot from being injured. If Drew coordinated the attack, He could have staged it to create maximum drama with minimum risk. A controlled hit, arranged through someone who owed him a favor, or someone paid enough to keep quiet. And consider how Drew is behaving now that he's recovering. Instead of fear or paranoia, he's displaying confidence. Instead of demanding justice, he's subtly fueling the suspicion around Michael. Instead of keeping his focus on the investigation, he's pushing forward with business deals and decisions he shouldn't have the energy for. It's almost as though the shooting gave him momentum instead of taking it away. Victims of trauma don't usually operate this way, but masterminds hiding behind victimhood absolutely do. If Drew staged the shooting, his endgame becomes clearer. By framing Michael, he weakens Sonny's orbit, fractures the Quartermain family, and positions himself as the wronged party deserving support, sympathy, and loyalty. He secures leverage in future business negotiations and eliminates Michael as a threat. He paints himself as the stable, trustworthy leader while portraying Michael as impulsive and dangerous. If Drew wants to regain control of ELQ, Aurora, or even the Quartermain legacy, tarnishing Michael's image is the fastest route. But there's also a deeper emotional layer to consider. Drew felt betrayed by Michael on a personal level. That betrayal wasn't just business. It was about family, trust, and the bond they once shared. When Drew feels hurt, he doesn't yell or explode the way others do. He calculates, withdraws, and then strikes where it hurts most. If the shooting is part of his revenge, he may believe he's delivering justice rather than committing manipulation. In Drew's mind, taking Michael down might feel justified. Still, the theory isn't confirmed. It's possible Drew truly is an innocent victim caught in someone else's war. He might genuinely believe Michael set him up because he hasn't fully healed from the earlier lies that drove them apart. Trauma, grief, and unresolved anger can distort perception. But the behavior surrounding this investigation is getting harder to ignore, and the clues point toward a man who is far more dangerous and far more ambitious than he appears. Port Charles has seen elaborate setups before. People have faked kidnappings, staged deaths, manipulated crimes, and orchestrated their own disasters just to gain the upper hand. Drew might be following a path others already paved, especially now that he's embraced a more strategic and morally flexible side of himself. If Drew really did organize the shooting, the truth won't stay buried forever. These schemes always unravel, usually at the worst possible moment. And when they do, the fallout will be explosive. Michael could clear his name, the Quartermain family could divide even further, and Drew might lose everything he's worked so hard to reclaim. But for now, the community remains split, half believing Drew is a victim, half suspecting he may be the architect of his own tragedy. And as long as those doubts exist, Drew's plan, if there is one, is working perfectly. Come back to our channel for all your updates. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.